Okay, I'm currently stuck in a dungeon, all built around coroutines. What we're going to talk about today. That's coroutine. These are a coroutine. The flames are coroutine. The timer ticking in the background is a coroutine. What is a coroutine? It's a really fancy way that Unity manages like a certain type of function executed over a set amount of frames. That obviously, you can then set to like a certain time. Very, very handy. Let's stay away from that guy for a few seconds. And then we can get out of this dungeon. We are very close to not getting out. And we just made it, and that is also running on a coroutine. Animations are really easy to do. This one's really good actually here, if we go to this one. Oh, okay. Maybe not. All right, so that one's not running that great. So let's give it a favor. Let's do it a favor and sort it out. So totally set that up. Right, okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to jump into here. And we've got a few things. We've got some variables up here. We've got the start, which is getting our location. And then we've pretty much got the input of the key down if we're close enough to that drawbridge. And then it just snaps up and down like something from a Game Boy. Right, so the next thing we need to do is go into using. All right, so we need to call something at the very top. And that's going to be system.collections, semicolon, lock it in. It's sorted out. Now, I need another float in here. I'm just going to use a serialize just because it's here. And this is going to be called move speed. And that's going to be equals to 2 float. Boom. Also going to use a private bool like so. I'm going to drag this one down. And this is going to be called is moving. And that is also going to be false. Just like that. Now we're good to go. I'm trying to feel like a bit too relaxed for this at the moment, but we need to just crack on. So we're just going to get rid of this code. We don't need it. Be gone. We can utilize some of this. We can use some of this to make this thing work even better. And that works really well if we just drag this up to here. Cut all of this rubbish out. It doesn't like the distance to player because we've now just got rid of its parent. So just get rid of that. And we don't need that semicolon at the end. Now we're going to say, if this keyboard is down and we are next to it and the bridge is not moving, which is going to be very handy to do, is moving like so. That's all good to go. If that's all true, we are going to start coroutine. That coroutine is going to be called move bridge. And we'll set it up to be triggered from that. Okay, so that's all good to go. Now, we need to set that coroutine up. So we're going to go private enumerator, a word you have to spell whilst you're saying it, it feels like. And all we're going to do in here is we are going to set up a bunch of variables, but we also need to tell you the name of it. So it's going to be move bridge, like so, and then set it up. And I'm going to cheat. Just because I know time is catching up on us, I've got some variables I saved in here. The reason why they are flagged is purely because I didn't put a bracket in first. So once you've got a bracket in, it kind of calms down. So we've got an is moving is now set to true. The float is going to, an elapsed, we'll talk about that, it's going to be our timer. We've got a float for start is down and a float for end is down, and then they check if it's up rotation or down rotation or vice versa. For the other one, it's a very handy little bit of code, but we also need to say, while this is all true, we need to also go and remind us elapsed is less than move speed. So we can make sure nothing's going to go horribly wrong and crash all of our code, okay? So elapsed is less than move speed. We are good to go. So this is where the math kicks in, and we're going to do a transform, and we're going to do a rotation. And what we're going to do is we're going to do the beautiful quaternion, like that, quaternion, and we're going to do an Euler in it. So just like this, and we're going to call on some math. Now, what's happening here is pretty much we're going to just work on the x-axis right now. As you can see, we're just starting on it. We're going to use a lerp like this, and we're just going to control the rotation of the x-axis. So I'm just going to put some parentheses in here, and I'm going to start to the end point, if that makes sense, with the lerps. And then we're also going to set up the timer. So elapsed is also, I need to put a comma on that end. Apologies for that one. Start, end, elapsed. Ignore the squigglies. We're going to do add equals, so it's going to be taking in this information from time dot delta time. Okay, that is then going to be divided by move speed, and then we need to finish off the rest of those two axes, the y and z, and just put in like something like that. And yes, you see the squigglies just disappear nice and beautifully. Now we need to tell it to stop. So yield it. I yield return. Like that, okay? Just remember, I yield, and that will kind of set you up for nulled. No. And then we just need to finish this thing off with 2 variables. And I'm really low on time, so I'm going to steal those variables here and just put some semicolons on the end. Press save. And that should work. If we go into our project, I won't take the whole time to run across. I'm just going to hope with a 4019 and 99. Oh my days, something's going wrong inside the code. Let's have a quick look. What don't you like? No idea. Everything seems happy. Okay, yes, okay, that's why. Sorry. All right, there we go. And then, hey, it shows that I know what I'm doing. All right, okay, so, all right, we're just literally going over a few seconds. I'm sorry about that one. We just press play, and we'll then just run through it, show it happening, and we're done. All right, cool, let's go for this. Let's go up and press this button. Boom, it pops down. I'm going to speed run it. I will not fall into the water and die. So, here we go. And we're just going to show us the end result right here. Look at this. Ah, beautiful. And you can't trigger it as whilst it's happening either. So, it's just as simple as that. And that is a coroutine, or one version of a coroutine. There's loads more we could have done, but that is us done for today. Thank you very much, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.